My house is selling this week, and I want to talk about it. Hey guys, this is Andy with Mindset Matters More, and my house is finally going to close this week on its sale, and I got a lot of feelings about it, and I just want to talk about it because I think, so much can happen where the deal might fall through. Now, I don't think that's going to be the case, but a lot of things have come up over the past few months that I thought I would share with you guys because I had never really thought that your home had so much emotions tied to it. So much that went into that home that you carry with you. And I didn't realize it till finally selling my home. Now, I've bought and sold homes before, but they were never the ones that I had lived in for 13 years. 13 years of memory. And yeah, I just have all the emotions right now and the anxiety. It's not even fear. It's just anxiety about wow, this is really happening. We went today to go check on the windows just to make sure that everything was okay for the final walkthrough, which is what the new owners are going to do tomorrow. And, it was oh, this is the last time I'll be in this room. This is the last time I'll be in this room. This is the last time I'm going to see this thing. And it was just like a chapter is slowly coming to a close. And I have already done a lot of internal work around it. I went in there at the beginning of the sale to not just pray for the sale, but pray for, that chapter in my life coming to a nice close. And I was thinking, that's the home where I've been living with my husband for 10 years. This is the home that was my daughter's first bedroom alone, when she was older, where I got stepdaughters, where I got proposed to, the laughs and the tears and the parties and the food I cooked and the meals that were had, the holidays that I had. And just kind of reliving that stuff and just praying for a good family to find their way into my home. But also that I just wanted to turn the page in a way where I could honor my home for what it had given to me. Prior to living in this home, I always had a whole bunch of roommates and I bounced around every year. I never really stayed in one place for too long. And I actually remember when I moved into this place back in 2010 that I basically was so excited to have my own space. Yet it took me 3 years to unpack stuff because a part of me didn't really believe that I was going to stay there. And a part of me just did not want to just go through it to have to do that and then 6 months later pack up again. Little did I know 13 years later, I was going to be moving to Natick. If you would have told me 10 years ago, 5 years ago, last year that I was going to be moving to Natick, I would have been yeah, okay, whatever, that's weird. But here I am, in love with where I live, slowly making my way to moving to Guatemala. And there's just so much emotions that happen. It's been such a whirlwind in terms of my living history, where I live. And yeah, it's bittersweet. Usually I can just be all right, next place, pack up, let's go. But this one is and the fact is that when people come to look at your house, when you're selling a home that you lived in for a long time, it's you know the nuts and bolts of the house. And then all of a sudden somebody comes and says, hey, this thing needs to be repaired. And you're listen, Becky, it's gonna be, all you have to do is turn the knob 32.5 degrees to the right, but not 33 degrees because then you're going to break it and then you don't want to have to pull it too hard. And it's just fine. It was fine for me. It's going to be fine for you. And then they reply, yeah, spend the $5 to fucking fix it. And you're ugh. The microscopic look at your home and all the things that they just became a charming. Like, that was just like the little dings and dents and stuff that didn't quite work, but you knew how to work it, so you just put up with it, kind of like your partner, right? That was not a dig at my husband. I'm totally just joking. Point being is that home had a personality to me. It was my little Franken house. It had doors that literally led nowhere, that we just covered up. It had like it's not even science project. It was my homework, my woodworking projects that my husband always rolled his eyes at, because he's a carpenter. That's like what he's done for the past 25 years. And yet, the woodworking that I did was atrocious, because that's not what I do. So now we come to a close this week. And, to be honest, I don't know who these people are. I never really met them. But all I can say is that I wish that they love my home just as much as I have, or that that my home brings them as much happiness as it brought me. But I kind of think they're just going to Airbnb it. Whatever. I get to make new memories in my new place. I get to live in my new place. I get to be with my family and hold those memories. I've got plenty of pictures in there. And I'm just feeling all the feels, and I'm grateful that I get to share with you guys. All right. Love you guys. Bye.